Hey guys, and welcome back to the Adults Play Java Minecraft server. We're on episode 7, yay, and it is finally past Christmas. So first off, I just want to say I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and I hope you all have a fantastic New Year as well. Speaking of Christmas, you may remember I mentioned in the last episode it was my birthday on the 24th, and we've been left a little bit of a present. Also, you may be able to see we've put up a little map of the tip of the peninsula that we're on, and we have been building a little something here. I've been marking out the next build I want to do, but I noticed while I was doing that, someone has left me a little something, which is where we're going now. Happy birthday from Frolash. Polished diorite. Yes. Oh yes. We've literally did so much of this stuff. I can't believe how much we've gone through already, but this is going to come in super handy. And a bit of bamboo, because I do believe I mentioned the fact that I didn't have any scaffolding. Oh dear, that direct chest is getting a bit full up. We're going to have to tidy this up just a little bit. There we go. But yeah, thank you so much for all that. It means a lot. It's going to come in very handy. But yeah, you can see we've been marking out the next build that I want to do. It's kind of got holes and everything in it at the moment. That's because I need some mossy cobblestone, some logs. We're going to build in the centerpiece of this village. So I'm going to go and collect some materials, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've grabbed myself a bunch of materials here, and if you're wondering what these gaps are, these are for some mossy cobblestone and some extra tree roots, which I haven't actually placed yet. I don't actually have mossy cobblestone, so that's going to be something I'm going to have to look into. But the first thing I'm going to do is build up the main trunk of this tree. So I'm going to have dark oak because it goes very nicely with the aesthetics of the builds we've done so far. And I think I want to go up about 10 blocks. Now I've completely forgotten already how far up we are. That's typical, but I believe... let's have a look. Yeah, we've used 40 blocks, that should be 10. Nice. Next up I've got the roots of the tree in, and we're using a couple of slabs and stairs just to give this a bit more shape, just so it's not quite as blocky as it once was. And maybe a slab there as well. Yeah, that looks nice. You see I've also crafted up some scaffolding finally using the bamboo that Frolash kindly gave to us. So what I want to do now is I want to start getting in some branches in, and we're going to do the branches first using logs and dark oak fences, just to kind of give us the shape before we start moving on to the canopy itself. And then we have the branches of the tree in, so you can see we're using the bark blocks to create the branches, and then dark oak fences just to create the smaller twigs, which we're going to start building the leaves around. And I've got a whole bunch of leaves. I hope this is going to be enough. I think we needed about 10 stacks or so to do this. But what we're going to start doing is dotting them around these twigs, these smaller branches first, and then we can start connecting up the different parts until we've got the shape that we like. And then we have the finished tree. I think that's looking pretty cool. Yeah, I do say so myself. I've never really done custom trees before. Neat. See, this is the thing. You can get so caught up on fixing tiny little details. I do feel like it needs a little bit extra just down there. So let's see if we can get up there and do that. Yeah, just something like that, just to kind of plug that gap. Yeah, that'll do. Like I said, you can spend so long on these just amending tiny little bits that, you know, you could literally spend forever on it. But the last part I want to do, other than getting the mossy cobblestone in when I finally get some, is just start planting a little bit of greenery around here, just to liven the place a little bit. I think a little bit of red works quite nicely with the dark oak. Maybe not, that's a little bit close. Maybe over here. I've also got some mushrooms. They're looking absolutely fantastic. A bit of fern. Very nice. A little bit there. And of course you've got the leaves themselves. Do ourselves a glowstone? I do. Pop a bit of glowstone right down there under a couple of leaves, just to hide that. And a bit of grass itself. So don't want too much of this. Just enough to really bring this area to life. And we don't want to cover the mushrooms though. Maybe a little bit like that. Nice, there we go. That is looking much more alive now. And of course we can do the same kind of thing with the leaves covering the glowstone on each of the sides. And I'll keep this place nice and lit up at night. Do a little bit more there. There we go, let's knock these torches out. And I want to wait for night time to see what this actually looks like. So here I am, I'm going to put the, well, near the top of the lighthouse and just getting a quick overview of what the place is starting to look like. And I have to say that town hall is probably my favourite build out of the lot so far. But I think that's looking pretty cool. I love the way the diorite, the polished diorite stairs really kind of stand out and give that a nice little border to it, and you know, make it its own little separate feature. I think that looks really cool. And so if you've been watching this series so far, you will have obviously seen the evolution of this thing here, which is my kind of janky looking auto smelter. But yeah, this is what I've been using to get experience. As you can flick the lever down, grab the item out, and then flick it back up if you just want it to filter straight through into the chest below. But I need to get something proper set up, because this thing is still very manual. I still have to go and harvest all of the kelp myself. I have been using it for glass and for smooth stone as well. But you can see I've actually been building this off camera. Now this is a soon to be fully automatic kelp farm. I've got all the kelp in, I've got all the water streams in. We don't have the item collection system in yet, it just kind of ends here. But I've been working down below the surface on the actual flying machine mechanisms that are going to harvest all this. So here you can see we've got the flying machine set up. This is our on switch, or soon to be. Just need to finish that up. We also need to get the flying machine on this side, so that's what I'm going to do next. So I was kind of hoping to catch this on camera, but I've gone and accidentally fired the flying machine when I was setting up the on-off switch and the triggering mechanism, which I'm using a daylight sensor. But you can see it has gone across and it has successfully harvested all the kelp. So let's go have a look and see how much we've got waiting for us down here. So you can see we've got none on us at the moment. Oh wow, that's a lot of kelp. That is a lot of kelp indeed. Things are getting a little bit crowded down here, but you can see the slime machine has made it okay to the other side, and I'm just going to hook it up now. So let's see if it flies back. It doesn't, because this is currently on. This is the off switch. There it goes. It looks like that's working perfectly. All that kelp's floating to the top. So what we need to do is hook up this second machine. Now I don't want to just hook it up to the same cycle. What I want is for these to actually alternate, so one comes back this way, the other one heads back that way. And to do that, we're actually going to pass a redstone signal. Hopefully I'm not going to let any water in doing this. Looks like good so far. I have put some extra glass above here, so this should work out okay. But yeah, we're going to pass a redstone signal, which will come off the observers. You can't quite see it, but it's attached to the end of the machine there. And that's going to pass its redstone signal all the way across here and to that piston there, which is going to set the whole thing off. Okay, so all of the redstone's in, and I think we're ready just to give this a quick test now. So you can see the slime block machine is currently over on this side. The second one's over on that side. All we're waiting for now is for this daylight sensor to pick up some light. Should happen. You should see the observer retract once the light levels go down a bit. Actually, can we test this just by covering that up? Doesn't look like we can. Well, the sun is going down, so I'm hoping this will work. Yeah, that's up which it needs to be. Come on. Yeah, that must have to go to 0 power first. Right, okay, I'll be back in a second once it activates. Okay, there we go, the piston's retracted, observer's come back with it. So all that's left now is, as soon as we get a light signal from above, this slime block machine should activate. I'm hoping... oh, everyone else is AFK. Lovely. Oh, there we go. The flying machine has activated. So what we should see, if we beat it over there, is that once it reaches here, it should pass a redstone signal across there and trigger the next one, if I've done it right. Yes, there we go. And I already know it works in the other direction because I've already tested that. That's awesome. That is everything all working. Now, I would like to get a central on switch rather than having the two separate ones. But, yeah, that is awesome. That is working perfectly. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may have noticed in the last clip, I've made a bit of a mistake. Notice something? This flying machine is too far back, and that's because I didn't put the obsidian in to stop it. So what I'm going to have to do is find a way to trigger that flying machine so it runs backwards, back over the other side, pop the obsidian in, and then send it back as well. Okay, so fingers crossed this is going to correct it. Hello? Oops. Guess we need to be inside. Let's try this now. Come on. Nope. That did not work, and hello, can I have you back? Let's try here instead. Well. Well. That did not do what I expected it to. Huh. How very odd. Okay, plan B. We're just going to have to rebuild this thing. Fortunately, it's not that difficult. It's really not difficult at all. The slime block there, you there, and then we just need to get the observers back in, and before we go any further, boom. That'll prevent any more mishaps. So we've got the harvesting mechanism in. I guess the important thing now is, what do we do with all those items? So I've dug out a small room here, and we're going to set up a nice little furnace array. One problem we do have is with kelp. Once it's dried, you've got to convert it into dried kelp blocks to then start using it as fuel. However, I figure there's a better way we can do this. I reckon we can automate it, and to do that, I'm actually planning to use a bamboo farm instead, so that'll come in and be used as a fuel. The dried kelp itself will just go into a mass storage system that we can every now and then just go in and convert into kelp blocks. And if needed, you know, we can always add them to the fuel as well. But the idea is, just like with the ore smelter I've got back over at the mill, is you can go on, you can flick all those furnaces using the levers to stop them from filtering through into the hoppers. You can take the items out manually and grab all the experience that's been stored up. but we're going to have a hell of a lot more than just 8 furnaces. Now, I'm not going to be building the furnace array today just because of the amount of time it's going to take. One thing I do want to do before we go, however, is we need to get this outfit sorted because, yeah, you can see we've got our little blue booties on and we don't have any pants. We don't have any trousers. So yeah, it's about time. I've got 44 levels on me, so hopefully that's enough to get us something decent. So I'm going to head down into the enchanting station. Let's try the helmet. What have we got? Protection free. That is absolutely rubbish. Blast protection. Not bad, not bad. Fire protection free. Do we have any books on us? I always like to double check just to see what we would get from a book as well. Protection free. I think it's definitely going to have to be the diamond leggings. Blast protection 4 and unbreaking free. Lovely. Protection free again. Protection free. Sharpness free. Do we have... I was thinking, do we have any random tools that we can always just enchant and then... actually, we can disenchant them now, can't we? We can use the grindstone. That's a very good point. That's not a crafting table. That is not how you do that. Let's do that. Respiration free, that's nice. Projectile protection 4. Some more blast protection, or some unbreaking. Can even get infinity, which we don't need. I'm going to go for the respiration, actually. No, actually, no. I'm going to go for projectile protection. And then finally... Oh, we already got blast protection, didn't we? Fire protection. Perfect. Perfect. Now obviously we need to get the rest of the enchants on these. We need some more unbreaking, which I think I've actually got a couple of somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I don't. But yeah, it's something we can work on over the coming episodes. But we've been the holidays. I haven't had as much time to record as I would have liked to. So that is going to be it for today's episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. And let me know down in the comments below what you think of the tree as well. I think it's looking pretty good. I think it needs a bit of work. But I think for a first attempt, and particularly since I don't do custom trees, I think it is looking pretty cool. So if you have enjoyed the video, smack that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.